Our next commentary match is fast approaching, so why not take this chance to check out all our interesting markets? There's plenty to choose from to get involved, as well as outrights and correct score markets as first and anytime goal scorer, goals over and under, both teams to score, double chance, and many, many more. We'll have all the build-up and the team news ahead of the game, and you can then sit back and enjoy full, independent, off-tube, studio-based commentary on all the action as it unfolds. You won't miss a thing from the first kick to the full-time whistle. So why not take this opportunity to have a bet, get involved, and then listen to our commentary and expert analysis on all the action. Do remember to be gamble aware and bet responsibly to keep it fun.
debout, paille, reste debout. Cassez les profondeurs, d'accord. Vas-y, lâche-toi, viens. Ah, passe. Ah, non. Moumi. Sel. Debout, debout. Bien joué, Mickey. Parlez, les gars, parlez. Ouais. Mais demande trop. Il fait lent. Bravo, le délai, c'est pas les équipes profondeur. Hey! La équipe, jouez! Joue là! Attends! Sortez! Debout là-bas, calme. Reste là. Debout, joue. Ça. Bien joué, Les gens concentrés. Calme. Mets le pied sur la balle. Bilan. On connaît déjà. 4 d'abord. 4 d'abord. 10. Regarde-moi. Vas-y. Venez. Mike. Allez, poum de là. Poum ici. Mike. Tu as après bilan. Poum. Passe. Mike. Encore Mike. Encore. Tu as battu de là. Mike. Encore à droite. Joue là. Battez.
It's Mayer, Chewa and Mulligan with Klidge and Campbell flanking Shuto. Well, we're closing in on kick-off at Ibrox, where Glasgow Rangers take on Hibernian. For Derek McInnes then, well, it's a pretty much all change really. Easier to say the players who retained their places after the 2-1 defeat against Jagiellonia. Panda, Fernandez, Romans, Yokota and Chamiti all keep their places. Other than that, plenty of changes for Hibs. They make 4 changes. Out goes Boyle, Lowe, Elding and Paslak after the 2-1 victory against Skendia. And in come Klidge, Megwa, Shuto and Campbell. So Rangers line up with Panda in goal, and then a back 4 Makanya, Dragijevic, Fernandez and Romans, the holders Raskan and Devlin. Then it's Shankland, the Salinger in goal, and a back 4 of Abita. Well, we're closing in on kick-off at Ibrox, where Glasgow Rangers take on Hibernian. For Derek McInnes then, well, it's a pretty much all change really. Easier to say the players who retained their places after the 2-1 defeat against Jagiellonia. Panda, Fernandez, Romans, Yokota and Chamiti all keep their places. Other than that, plenty of changes for Hibs. They make 4 changes. Out goes Boyle, Lowe, Elding and Paslak after the 2-1 victory against. Right, very warm welcome to our coverage of the game from Ibrox. We don't know what's going on. I'm John Hogan, I'm joined by Nathan Wastel. We looked at the lineups. They've changed about 4 times in the past 5 minutes. And they're certainly not what the BBC said they were. Apparently both teams are 3 at the back, which may or may not be true. We'll try and work it out as we go along. I did Hibs in midweek, Nathan, and although they beat Skendia, and I told everybody they were going to definitely win it, they made such hard work of it. They went a goal down, and I was doing that with Lewis Raftery, but they didn't look particularly good, and I didn't think Skendia were good. And you saw at Rangers in midweek, didn't you? And apparently you told me that they weren't good either.
They weren't fantastic, no. Defensively, they were a bit of a disarray, to be honest, and they were the architects of their own downfalls, and they ended up losing 2-1 against Jagiellonia, the Polish team, who that made them look better than they are, I think, with all due respect to them. Which is a shame for Rangers, because I think the team's... They've got a decent team. It's probably not the best they've had in recent years, but still good enough. And then they had that draw on match day 1, so I think they'll be looking to right some wrongs, especially being back at Ibrox this season. Yeah.
Well, the cross comes in from the right hand side from Makanya. The mercurial boot of Tavernier missing. How many assists and how many goals for James Tav? And I think he got dropped at the back end of the season, didn't he? And it's like, we didn't deserve that. I don't know what happened in the dressing room or anything, but he didn't get the big send-off that he should have got. I didn't think. Anyway, I might be wrong in that. They may have done something else. But here come Hibs. The ball back on the inside. Eventually will be headed away. I felt last season that Rangers had a good enough squad that they could have won the title. I thought they had 2 managers, and all that fuss made of getting the second fella from Sheffield Wednesday, and then I just thought he was like a manager who'd read a book, or he'd been to a few coaching schooling sessions where they said you want to be narrow. and that's all he brought to it. He didn't bring a good idea. And of course, for the first manager, all that playing out from the back when you haven't got good defenders who aren't good footballers, and that can be a struggle. We've got a game going on our sister service, by the way, which I've seen Sheffield United take a lead against Mansfield. Loads of cup ties, and it was Bamford who scored. Should be more than a match for Mansfield, former England striker. Anyway, Nathan, tell us what you think about this game, because I don't know, having not seen Rangers, I've been disappointed with them last season, having said I thought they were going to win the title, and then I look at them at the back here and I'm not sure. I think Romans is decent, but I don't know about the other guys. Yeah,
it's a funny old team, Rangers. They've been in transition as a squad for, which sometimes takes a season. It's been a number of seasons trying to find their identity again, not hitting the heights, unfortunately. They're coming forward now, just looking for Lawrence Shankland, but it's going to be cleared away. But yeah, it's for me, going forward, they were okay. Shankland didn't start. It was Chimiti up top by himself as a target man. It was just defensively looked so disorganised, but they're back in the league now. They had that, that game on Friday, it's a game they have to win, really, if they want to be winning titles, of course, and they'll see that as drop points, of course. Like I say, being back at Ibrox, they'll be wanting to win this game. They've got Chimiti and Shankland out there this afternoon. I'm looking at the flip of it, that Hibs, I don't think they're going to be where they want to be this season like they have been. Motherwell, I think that's probably the team that's going to replace them in that sense, and that's the team that beat them last weekend by 2-1 away from home as well. So that was a poor performance for Hibs as well. So it's two teams that want points on the board, of course, but I think the fact that it's at Ibrox plays into Rangers' hands a lot.
Yeah, the other team that we haven't mentioned, I think Hearts won today, didn't they? Or they were winning anyway. We'll take a look at that in a second. But I felt, even though they lost at Pittodrie, and I did that game, I felt that they were good. So and they had the lead against Dundee United. They scored a couple of goals, didn't they? So I suspect that Hearts will still have something to offer, and also they've got backing, haven't they, where they can still spend a little bit of money, you feel. They took some in. Of course, Devlin and Shankland have made that move from Hearts. Just for the moment, they're getting on the ball. Makania, then to Dragicevic, then Fernandez, and then now to Romans. Picks up the ball and drives forward. He finds Finlay Curtis. Ball stepped on his inside. Passed the ball about nicely. And then Devlin picks it up. Solid citizen in the middle. Didn't score too many goals. That's not his job. I've been impressed with Yokota early door ball into Shankland Fizz, and he couldn't bring it under. But Daisuke Yokota, all action Japanese player who has got a bit of a dribble on him. We can't make him Mitoma, but he's not bad. And he brings sort of enthusiasm in a whole host of positions, and I feel that they need strengthening up. Managers have fallen in and out with Nicolas Raskin, and I think he's all class, and I would have him. I'd like Barron as well. I really feel that they've been mismanaged, and also they had Jeddy Gassama, and they messed him about, playing him narrow when he's a proper winger, and I don't know if he's still at the club, but lots of missed opportunities last season, I felt. Maybe now with Derek McInnes, it's going to be a different story. They'll be helping. David Gray just calling on his men a little bit more action. He's in technical area, looking mightily worried, but I don't think I've ever seen David Gray on the touchline looking comfortable or happy or anything in between. So he's always got that pained expression on his face. As Hibs take a long throw from Megwar. To nobody in particular, but in the end, Klidge tries to get the Togolese international. I think that's how you do that one. Togoan. That seems wrong, doesn't it?
Sounds good enough.
I'll take that. Togolese. That works for me. Campbell now tries to get the cut back in. He's blocked away at the expense of a corner. So for the Cabbage, big thumbs up from Campbell. Good ball to him. First opportunity for them to get the big guys up, Bohora and Kerr. Shuto's big, he's good in the air. The Croatian who pinned his colours to the Master Australia, I think, internationally. Chaiwa in the box as well, Miguel Chaiwa. So, O'Hora, I think, probably the main target for me, but Shuto should be decent. I think he's probably the tallest. He came off the bench and played well in midweek. Shuto, the ball goes to the far post. Up go the headers, cushioned back and then nodded away. And easily dealt with. Ball all the way back then to Rafael Salinger. And the Austrian right-footed long ball. He got two to aim at, then he finds one of them. Josh Campbell had drifted off to the right. Beat his own man Shuto for the ball there. They didn't need to both be in it. As the ball with Chaiwa, his pockets picked though, and then now Shankland driving forward finds the ball to Yokota. Inside right, chance to run to Adam Mayer. Comes on his inside. There's the ball back. Devlin, and then one more out to left-hand side. And the ball from Findlay Curtis on his inner. Raskin, decent ball to the box. Good defensive header from O'Hora. Rangers have it back. Beautiful sunshine. The game we did earlier in Ayrshire. Plenty of rain. It looked a bit dull, didn't it? It's sunny in Glasgow at the minute.
Oh, it's a brilliant occasion, isn't it? Perfect pitch as well to start the season. It's set up for a nice occasion. Just watching Rangers a little bit. It's only 9 minutes in, but they just look a little bit off it at the minute. A couple of passes going astray. Defensively, two men going for the same ball. And Hogs, between you and me, the referee's gone for a VAR decision, and he's signalled the VAR. And
well, what could that be?
I don't know what that's for.
I have not a clue.
Not a Scooby what he's going for it.
I've no idea which end either.
No.
So if it's a penalty, I didn't spot it. We're looking at Hibs. We're looking at there was a header at the far post. No, I don't see anything. There's stuff to look at, but there's lots of pushing and pulling. But
there's nothing in that.
The man who was going up for the header was pulling the man towards it, and his own player behind him was pulling the back of his shirt.
And he had his hands on his face. That's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. You're dissecting something that isn't there. Unfortunately, if they were to give this as a penalty, it would be. Is he giving a? Wow. I think that's the wrong decision, I'm afraid.
And who's he giving a card to?
Fernandez, I believe.
Fernandez. Well, yeah, I'm really not certain about that. There's rough and tumble going on. There was lots to look at, don't get me wrong. But I think in that there was so much going on that you kind of say, well, really. I'm looking at Fernandez and thinking, again, really? I don't. Well, Jagievich was in there, and then it was Makanya. So if he's booked Fernandez, why?
Bad decision.
I don't get it. Jagievich, I think, is the man, and it's in fact that's it. It's him who got a yellow card. So the young Serbian there, getting stuck in, but they've given a penalty away. We can't take it away from them. Who's going to take it then? No, it's not. I don't think it looks like Shuto unless he's held the ball on. So that Josh Campbell. Try to work out who it is. Anyway, it is a penalty for Hibs. So Ivor Pander, the former Hull goalkeeper, trying to make himself look big in the goal frame. And the ball is struck firmly and past him, and it is Josh Campbell then who's opened the scoring. Well, he took it really coolly and calmly. We weren't certain it should have been given at all. The referee was asked to take a look. Gray looks mournful. Cheer up, fella. You 1-0 up.
Very early. That's it. It's a long way to go, but it's the perfect start for them. They can count themselves fortunate. I don't think it was a penalty. It's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Two plays. It's given the fact that Dragovic has got no eyes for the ball. He's only got eyes for his man, but they both have hands on each other. If anything, it's a foul for Rangers because of the hands to the face.
I think Kerr starts it, and then he's having to go backwards for the ball, which makes him look like he's falling over. His own man behind him has had to hold on to his shirt just for purchase. So it's not like he got pushed over. The two combined, it's a contact sport, isn't it? Anyway, I thought it was a poor decision. I'm sure the home fans will be feeling the same. You could look at that a million times and get different things out of it. Here come the Rangers, shot across the face then from Chimiti, but I don't know if the flag had gone up. It seemed like lack of conviction with that effort. Still none the wiser. Did the flag go up? No, it didn't. Chimiti, very difficult in that inside left. I don't know if it's a shore across in the end, but he goes straight out. Work to do. Sun may be shining in Glasgow, but again, I think one thing to be said about that is that I felt he was unlucky, but I don't think he was good defending. He left a big gap, and they had to make up the ground to get touch tight. And in doing that, he's sort of reaching for his man, and he gets involved in the melee that brings the penalty. So it wasn't textbook, and it wasn't good. But I still think the penalty was way too harsh.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've been critical about Rangers' unorganised defending, but they're going to look at this saying, "Oh wow, Hibs are leading it away at Rangers," but it doesn't tell the story. They were unfortunate there. It was a decision that went against them, and again, they're behind, and this time they have to pick themselves up. They didn't win their first game, and they haven't won yet this season, so they'll be crying out for a victory, of course. But the spin of it, like I said, is the positive, is the fact that there is a long way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. They've still got John Suter at the club, but I don't rate him. Then they've got Ben Godfrey. At one point, I think highly rated at Everton, but then he was like touted he's available, and nobody seemed to want him, and that makes you wonder what the news behind the scenes was about him. You know, I think there's like a grapevine, and you hear noise about different players, and he went to Italy, didn't he, and all that. He's on loan from Atalanta. Jerry Gassama is still on the books. I'll take a look at the bench in a second. I really like him, and I would be starting him. I think he's still just a young man, so there's going to be a slight ebb and flow. But when I first saw him, I thought he's got stuff at Sheffield Wednesday. He was their best player in a poor team, admittedly, but sometimes you've got to ease players through. We just did Celtic, didn't we? You made mincemeat of Killy. But they've been, maybe just because they haven't had money to spend, but they seem to have been really patient with some players, which seems to be paying off a little bit with the likes of Benjamin Niger and players like that. They've sort of played him until he played well. Here come Rangers. So Rangers maybe will have to be a little bit patient with one or two. It's a big squad, about 30 odd in it, but whether they've found the right 11 here, I'm not sure. Anyway, it's a puzzle for Derek McInnes to solve. Here they come. Ball with Curtis, just dabs it back at his inside. Raskin's going well today. I do like him. Pops the ball out to the right hand side. And then a little sweep forward from Dragicevic. What's he doing that far up? Anyway, if they're three at the back, maybe he's got a sort of license to gamble a little bit. I was expected to see McCann out on that flank, but instead Dragicevic had made up ground. Then Fernandez, a ball out to Romans. Ball back to Emmanuel Fernandez, who was born in London, but pinned his colours to the mast for Nigeria. He's been capped by. Keeper comes out, Ivor Panda. Did you ever see him play for Hull? Thought he was a decent keeper.
Yeah, I liked him at Hull. Thought he was a good keeper, and I think Hull were unfortunate to lose him going into the Premier League season, to be honest. But they've uploaded him, and he's now Rangers #1. He made some crucial saves midweek, it has to be said, and he wasn't helped by the goals conceded, but it doesn't really tell a story about his performance.
The ball picked up high up the field, an opportunity. The shot comes in, but it's a bit of a P-roller, and in the end, Cammy Devlin, not known for his goals. I think it was deflected anyway. Good play between the two former Hearts players. Devlin to win it, Shanklin just to offer him it back. Same effort, really.
Yeah, it wasn't much in it. Like you say, he sort of dragged it. Was it on? I'm not quite sure. Maybe his only option, but it's good press from Rangers. Yeah, winning that high up. doing well, a bit of bite about them, but in the opening 17 and a half, of course, it's easy to say when they're losing 1-0, but haven't been overly convinced by them, unfortunately, so far. Not a brilliant outing. Maybe they just haven't really got going just yet.
No, they haven't. When is he going to settle down?
It's been a disruptive team for a number of seasons now, hasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it's finding the right manager. I personally felt that it was so right to get. I thought Russell Martin was the right appointment, by the way, and then watching that horror show of them play, he had one fixed idea, and it's like you're always going to play out for the back, but with these guys, are you sure? You know, it's that kind of thing, and everybody was just waiting for them. I remember Motherwell, it was the start of the season, like a 2-2 draw, something like that, thinking, well, this doesn't bode well. Sometimes you can tell dead early. It looks like sort of a very normal, standard-looking system for Derek McInnes. And because they've got better players than a lot of the opposition, they should then really be better than them, but it doesn't always work out like that. Dragicevic back on the ball. After Russell Martin, of course, Danny rolled, and I thought they had to wait, be patient for him. Sheffield Wednesday didn't want to let him go, and there was all that going on. But then when they got him, I just thought, what are you doing?
Maybe they should see if Steven Gerrard's needing a job.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of managers ago now that Gerrard was in, but it tells its own story, doesn't it? Van Bronckhorst took them to European final, but he wasn't there long. Then Clement, then Martin, Roll. Here we are, McInnes. You know, there did been some good managers in the past, but and on long stints as well. I think that may be you consign that to the dustbin of history. Unfortunately, Walter Smith had 2 long spells, didn't he? Really. McLeish, a long time, and then there was a little bit of a churn that really. Michael Beale, remember that? Anyway, some to be forgotten more quickly than others. Anyway, Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Here come Rangers with Yokota, ball across the face. I thought somebody's running onto that. Then we just see the ball roll into an acre of grass. Timothy picks it up at the edge of the box, and the ball comes in. Shanklin keeps it alive, nearly. Yokota picks it back up, gets it out of his feet. Everybody getting a touch, everybody forward here seemingly. Findlay looking for a give and go. He drives at the edge of the area, just gets touched away. Chance for a strike comes in. Ooh, and Dragicevich's effort's not that far away.
It's not far away at all. I thought he had enough time to take a touch, get it out of his feet. He's cut across it. It's a tough one to take. Maybe just took his eye off it at the last minute. Let's have another look. Oh, he's in a lot of time and space. Yeah, he's sliced right across it, always swerving away to that bottom right-hand corner and away in the end. But yeah, not a bad attempt. Looks like he's playing in the holding midfield this afternoon. Had him more of a defensive. Looks like he's a little further forward. Like you said, I think there was a lot of players forward there.
Yeah, they're nearly all of them, weren't they? And I think Fernandez holding at the back. Maybe McCanny's playing centre back today for Dragicevic playing to the outside of him. There's a foul, just chasing back there, and a little bit of moaning from Cammy Devlin. The referee wants a word with him. McCanny won his head. It looked like a handball there from Campbell, and then he got shoved in the back of the neck. Needless, really, from Devlin.
I don't know why he's got complaints. He's feeling very hard done by there, but it's a frustration, I think, that he's trying to vent out. I don't think it's the actual initial decision that's been made, because he puts his hand on the back of the guy's neck and just pushes him down to the floor. It is a free kick, and it's just an air of a bit of frustration now for Rangers.
I'm getting frustrated watching him. Anyway, Mayer puts the ball in. That's nodded away by Chimiti, but is that at the expense of a corner? Hibs want it, but they ain't going to get it. So it remains Rangers 0, Hibs 1. A penalty kick. Josh Campbell stroked it home beautifully. A contested penalty. We didn't see it in open play. And the play had long gone. It was almost long forgotten, but VAR got involved. And then the referee went and had a look, and it's still how he came with the decision. It was a penalty, I don't know. I don't know if he had to explain that. He just pointed to the spot, so it wasn't like the Premier League where they have to say, 22 blue, did this or that. But it was Dragicevic. Here comes Finley Kurtz, left hand side. Decent left-footed cross, ball headed back when it came by Jason Kerr, and that problem being dealt with. Have a quick look at the bench today for Rangers. There's another decent-looking ball goes in, but again headed away. Asgar, Chukwueze, Diamonde, Gassama, Sterling, Kelly, McCrory, Nideri, and Neil. Dan Neil's another one who should be he should be playing a lot for Rangers. He's a cracking good player. Hibs bench, Malot, Nikov, Elding, Abdullah, Lowe, McGrath, Neil, Paslak, Smith and Wright. As the ball from the corner for Rangers easily dealt with. We've reached the halfway point, the first half. You're listening to Independent Off-Tube Studio commentary. And it's going to be Nathan now to take us through to half-time.
Thanks, Oaks. It's Yokota dancing down the right, and he's done very well, actually. He's passed his man into the box, and he's going to lay it back. Shot comes in, cleared off the line. It was taken off Shankland's feet, but it was still a terrific effort into the bottom left corner. That's the closest Rangers have come by a landslide. Brilliant defending and positioning. Barely caught my breath as you passed it over there. And almost making it 1-1. It's very unfortunate. Long ball here for Hibs to chase, and Yokota's back there. He's been clipped as well. That should be a free kick.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was saying, well, Yokota's no Mitoma. But Mitoma would have been proud as punch to do that dribble that he's just executed there. At times I'm thinking, oh, he's overdone it. And I'm thinking, no, that's genius. He's overdone it again. No, that's genius again. It was twice he pulled the rabbit out of a hat there. And then his pullback was pretty good. I don't know who it was who got the shot away in the end, but blocked off the line. That's as close as Rangers have come.
Brilliant. But by both. Great play and great clearance and defending. It's with Raskin, the Belgian. And he just goes back to halfway to Cam Devlin, into the centre circle of the Hibs half with Fernandez, one of the ones keeping his place from midweek. It's over on the far side for the Blues. Over on the far side, Yokota's going to put a left-footed ball in. It's hit the first man. Not a terrific ball, but 25 on the clock. Rangers nil, Hibs 1. I'd like to say a controversial decision for the penalty for Campbell, converting from 12 yards into the bottom right corner with the keeper going the other way. We'll get another look at it. Was it Chamiti? I think it may have been. Just trying to see again. Cleared on the line. It was absolutely brilliant block as well. As it's back with Devlin. He's the furthest man back for Rangers. They've really pushed bodies forward. All the way back it goes to Pandur in goal. In his all red. Moves it to the near side to Fernandez. He's got some options around him, but not a lot of movement at the minute. There is other games at SPL going on. Motherwell Falkirk, 71st minute, remains 0-0, and Hearts are 4-0 up. And you'll be happy to hear Claudio Braga was one of the scorers as well as McPake.
Yeah, he's a good player, isn't he? All class.
Yeah, Portuguese player.
So, they're up and running, aren't they? I feel they'll be in it this season. But we've just seen Celtic looking ominously good. And their striker, putting a few goals in, that'll give him confidence.
He's a good player.
They create a lot, don't they? So maybe it's the final bit of their puzzle. That was a big problem for them last season, despite the fact they won League and Cup double, didn't they? But anyway, Rangers just beginning to improve, aren't they?
Yeah, ball over the top, looking for Yokota again, the man that nearly set up that goal. That's going to be too much on it, and it will be a goal kick for Hibs. So not going to plan once again for Glasgow Rangers. Unfortunately, they are trailing by a goal. Derek McInnes waiting on the taste of victory, but it is very early in the game. They've gone down by a goal, so the long way to go. It's the 12th minute. Campbell converted from 12 yards, but of course what we've seen in front of us, they have got going ever so slightly more, but still again unconvincing so far. Fernandez should win that header and does, the big centre half for the host. Raskin, far side of centre circle, moves it inside to Devlin and back it goes, and they'll just keep hold of the ball and move to Fernandez, left of centre. He's just going to stray forward. He's going to man to his left, and he's going to use him. And it's Romans playing at sort of a left centre-back role this afternoon. Was at left back midweek, where his natural given position is. Raskin, centre circle of the Hibs half, moves it to the far side. Seen a lot of the ball since the goal, Rangers. They've had one cleared off the line, but apart from that, not a lot to show. Chimiti chesting it down. Tough one to take for in the centre for the number 7 Shankland, who's not really been in the game, the club captain, the man that has moved from Hearts. And I feel like if they want to have a bit of joy in this game, it's the man that needs to be getting in the game.
He finds a way and he keeps on going. A lot of the time for Hearts, you think, well, he's not been in the game, and then you just see one bit of brilliance, he thumps it in, and that's Shankland, you know. So they'll be hoping they can get similar tune out of him. You don't need that much ball. Incidentally, it was Kaneo Megwa who had cleared the ball off the line from that Yusuf Chimiti shot. After a great play by Desuk Yokota. And also I'm interested in watching Raskin. Just for about 5 minutes, it looked like Miguel Chaiwa was man marking him, and then Raskin ran him around so thoroughly that Chaiwa gave up on that and just thought, I've got the pace to do it, or the engine. It's really interesting watching that. But Raskin just needs to get the ball out a little bit more. He's got stuff about him, and he'll be driving the team forward.
Yeah, and here he comes down the left-hand side, just running into a spot of bother there with Obita, and they've won themselves a throw in. Hibs on the near side, done well there. When they've been asked upon, Hibs defensively, we're talking about Rangers a lot, but for Hibs, you know, I said I wasn't convinced looking at them on paper. They've got the lead, and I think defensively so far they're holding their own very well.
Yeah, they're doing all right, aren't they? Jordan Obita's not being asked to do too much just yet, but O'Hara and Kerr, they can be a back three, but also a back four. Obita can play left back and left wing, if you like, the former Reading man. They're then two decent centre backs who know what they're doing. They can play a 2 or a 3, and then we've seen Megwa when they two were beaten clear off the line. Actually, Rafael Salinger's it's not a great deal to do, has he?
No, as Claudio is just trying to make some moves down that far side. It's going to be kicked clear by Pandor. It's not the most brilliant kick out. It's a bit flat. It's been picked up in the centre. That's not a good touch. Shankland may be able to get Rangers away. If they can put some bodies forward, he moves it to the near side. It's good feet. It's going to be Curtis, the number 52, to strafe down the left side. Of course, predominantly right-footed. Will check in on it. Moves it to the far side to the man that gave away the penalty, the number 22. Back it goes to Raskin at the heart of the Hibs half. Move to the near side, half an hour into this game, and Rangers trail by a goal. And it's just with Makanya. And they're just going to keep the ball, slow it down. I thought there was a chance there, looking vulnerable, that they could hit on the counter, but they've decided to just keep a hold of it in the centre circle of the Hibs half with Fernandez.
They try to make a quick break there, and then 1 or 2 sloppy passes, and all of a sudden it slows down, and then it becomes dead static. Ball there to Raskin, and just a foot in, I think, from Obita, and that's the end of that. So they're not exactly fluid, are they, Glasgow Rangers? There's a lot of work needs to be done on this team.
Yeah, and much improvements in this game. It's Chimiti. He's actually done very well there to keep the ball left side of the area. The number 9 just moves inside, right-footed, dig ball out. It's too much on that, surely, against Yokota, and it will be a goal kick. But with every minute that passes, I'm waiting for Rangers to come to life, and it's very, for me, very, very unconvincing so far.
Yeah, it's very stilted, isn't it? There's no magic about this team. They've got some decent players. By virtue of that, they might end up winning the game. Chimiti and Shankland are 2 good, decent strikers at this level. I've always been unconvinced really by Chimiti, but I think he was the best of a bad bunch, really. It's been a while since Morelos, who was sort of pantomime villain at times, wasn't he? But at least he knew where the back of the net was. Now they've got Shankland. That's the last piece of their jigsaw, in the same way that for Celtic maybe Casper Ho is theirs. But if he is, then they need to find him a bit more, don't they? And maybe with Chimiti buzzing in and around him, it's bringing more attention to him. you know, playing the two is not necessarily good for Shanklin if you're playing somebody who's as similar as Chimiti. But here he finds him, a good 1-2 between them, and then Chimiti, I thought he was going to strike the ball then, and he just didn't. I think he maybe wisely tried to put it across for a tap-in, but it just didn't work out.
No, it was a ball that was sort of dragged. He wasn't able to pull it back enough, and Megwa, right place, right time once again. But Rangers come again. Yokota on the far side, he seems to be the one that's really causing the magic and the creation so far for Rangers at all. He's back on the left, and then he's back on the right inside the box, deflected cross, and they have themselves a corner on the far side. A big scream out by the number 17 for the hard work he has. He looks the hungriest out of there in the 11 that's going to change this game for them, definitely.
Yeah, he's frustrated with himself there, but he shouldn't be. Again, he's absolutely turned Adam Mayer inside out there. I always think he looks like he's shot his bolt, and then he just drags it back and cuts it even harder. His final cut is the one that's the killer, and then is he 2-footed? He looks left-footed, but he can waft the ball in with his right as well.
Curtis with an outswinger. It's gone all the way out to the edge of the box. Shot's going to come in from the number 25, and it's a good save, and it's actually going to be kept in as well, and it's going to be I think that's gone out. Is that a goal kick? Has it stayed in? It may have just spun and stayed in.
Well, Romans there, what a hit.
It didn't look like it was flighted very fast. I thought he had all the time in the world to get hold of it, but
I think it's always very difficult on the volley, half volley. You know, how many times do we see the ball fly over? But that wasn't. There was a lot of action on the ball as well. So I think he sacrificed pace to get the finesse on the ball, which he did. And it ended up being a good save, didn't it?
Yeah, as Rangers come forward, trying to return the ball edge of the box. It's going to be cleared, man. It's the deck. They're looking for it. That's going to be a free kick for Hibs. There's not enough. Well, if he's given the one for Hibs, and he's going to be consistent, he probably should have a look at this, to be honest, because I think he threw himself to the floor, to be frank, in my first view, and I'm the same as you. There's nothing in it. No, absolutely not.
I think that the thing for me was that the ball had gone by this point. It was Raskin in the box, was it? Yeah, you don't expect him there anyway, but he's saying, well, why wasn't it given? But I think it's because he's never in control, and now Chimiti seems to be in the advertising order, and he's gone into it seemingly quite heavily. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, he's become one with the board, unfortunately. I think he was trying to keep it in. It was moving quicker than I thought. I'll give him that. So it was a good save by Salinger in between the sticks.
He was a bit closer to the keeper than I thought in the first place, but the technique was superb, wasn't it? He really caught it flush, and to keep that ball down, brilliant techers there.
So now they're losing Chimiti. He was wanting to keep it in with the effort, the number 9, from that original save from the shot, and it looks like he's colliding knees. He didn't collide with the board, he's just rolled into it, but he's having to go off.
Ryan Dairy.
Yeah, that's going to be a big miss for them, and it goes from bad to worse for them.
Yeah, well, we'll see. He's a big target man, isn't he? So 2 targets for them to hit. Can they get crosses in? It looks like Yokota can. Is there anybody to put the ball in from the other side? Maybe Romans, but I think they look a bit light on their left-hand side. Maybe it's just stacked to get crosses in from the right. It's interesting, but I'd seen a little bit of Naderi enough to think he's a work in progress.
His first contribution to the game is to clatter into a man and give away a free kick. Chimiti's still in the advertising board. He's barely moved in about 5 minutes. He's really struggling, the number 9, but he has been taken off, and Naderi has come on to contribute a foul, and Hibs have the ball on the near side. Megwa, he's going to carry it down the near side, the number 27. Not a lot with him just yet. He may have to create his own options. He's just actually going to check backwards, and it will be sent down that right side once again. Rangers keep a shape, but Hibs keep the ball. Megwa needs to be careful. He's won the throw-in on the near side, so we're ticking about just shy of 9 minutes away from the end of the first half. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1, taking the lead very early in the first half from 12 yards out, and it's stayed that way ever since, and to be frank, doesn't really look like changing all that much just yet. Megwa, inside it goes. Hibs going to the safety net of their own half to start again with Kurt, and over it goes to O'Hara. And they're going to chance their arm down the left flank this time on that far side. Helped on its way, and it's a good overlap as well. If it can be a good ball, it's a low one into the box. Taken down, needs to be laid off, back to goal. They may have to go back out the far side to come back in. They are. They're going to chance their arm at another ball from the far side, headed clear. Only as fine as Kurt, and over to the near side to Megwa once again. Just for a second, it looks like they were in on goal with that low ball in. It's out on the near side this time. Suto checked inside. There's a pocket of space in the box that they picked it up. It's inside the box now, and they're going to go for goal. And I tell you not, that's not a million miles away whatsoever. They were looking for that top left-hand corner. Cladege with the left-footed effort just over the top. The keeper didn't move. I want to see, here we go, a backwards angle from this, Oaks, from behind the shot. It's a little bit more central than I thought.
Yeah, it's terrible defending again.
Standoffish.
Yeah, but it's like ball watching, grand ball watching. Players peel off for Hibs inside the box. In fact, you do that thing, draw a great big circle around somebody in the box. Come on, they've got to do better than that. I think that they're like playing a hybrid defensive system, Rangers. Not for me. I think when you try to set something out, I think they need to be in concrete. If we're going to play a back four, let's do that. Let's be solid. But they're not. And the more you mess about, well, you can range forward like Dragicevic, or you can do that. You start seeing holes. Well, he's not where he's supposed to be, so I can't shout at him, because if I shout at him, that's not what the gaffer wants, because he wants me to let him go. So where's the partnership there? And in the end, I thought, in fairness to Emmanuel Fernandez, he's in his position, and he gets a good block in on the man shooting the ball. But the damage had been done by the man peeling away, and he can't defend it all, can he? They were shocking last season at the back. They don't look any better this season.
They don't. There was that ball in the box from the right side, and then he had so much time just to turn on a dime and pick a man. Ball forward, looking for the substitute, flicked on, looking for Shankland, headed clear. And then Megwa helps it on its way as well from Obita's head. Struggling to clear the lines here. Shot comes in on the full volley, and I tell you what, that isn't a million miles away. It might have been Dragicevic again from range. I didn't think that was on. Let's have another look at it. On the half volley. I mean, why not? It's always swerving away. Maybe a little bit further wide than the camera angle suggested, but yeah, you can't knock him for it.
Well, he's running onto it, and you think, why not? But you see it from behind the goal, doesn't look quite as close, does it? I think it's a bit of there's talent in the team, and the manager wants to unlock it, and I'm all right with that. But people have got jobs to do as well. No point all being, it's like fur coat, no knickers, isn't it? You've got to do the basics. I remember they reminded me a little bit. Frank Lampard was at Chelsea, said this team can't win. No, we haven't settled down. We need to build understanding. That season, under Thomas Tuchel, he took them to the Champions League final and won it. What he did was start from the back. We're leaking goals. We're not going to leak goals. As soon as they stopped goals going in, then they were winning 1-0, whatever. Then they were winning 2-0. Then all of a sudden it was, they were collapsing teams, and it was built off a solid sort of defence in midfield. Once you get that bit right, everything can work off that. But they're sixes and sevens whenever they have to do any defending, which they've not had a lot to do in this game. But anyway, there we go.
It's too predictable for Rangers, I think. They're playing too much football in front of Hibs, and it's making it easy to defend. And it's a bit too slow, and not a lot of creativity about it just yet. I say just yet because there is still time, and with 4 to go till the mandatory 45 is done. We'll see how much additional there'll be. Rangers on the ball at the back. Mekanya stands still at the minute. Everyone forward for Rangers. Everyone in the Hibs half minus Pandur. And it's over to the near side to Curtis, and then Rummans just checks it inside. Devlin, he's going to go around the disguise. It's a poor pass as well, and it's going to be cleared, but Hibs have returned the favour, giving it straight back to Mekanya. He's going to drive forward. He may go for this, he's laid it down the line. It's not a bad one to the substitute. He may just try win a corner here. He has the big substitute in the dairy, trying to put a ball across. I think in his heart and heart he was just trying to win the corner.
I think so. I think he's sort of running away from his shot at goal. He peels off into space. He's probably thinking, I'm just dragging and making a hole in the middle for somebody else rather than I want the ball. So he's good playing that in that sense. I think he's done well to win a corner.
And they've got 3 minutes to play in the first half. Can they get a goal back? It's going to be Curtis with the outswinger. Headed back once where it came. Second bite the cherry for Curtis. Laid to the edge of the box. Pocket of space. Yokota's going to go for goals. Hit the first man. It's a poor attempt. Flat once again by the Rangers wide man. Romans down the line. Flag stays down. A chance to get the ball in the box. Maybe up against two. Goes back to Romans. First time left-footed cross. Doesn't look too bad to the back post. High and searching. Cleared out to the edges. Is there a shot coming in by Yokota once again? To the left to Devlin. 25 yards out centrally. They're just going to slow it down and go backwards. The big men are still in there. Not a lot of angle on it at the minute. Dragovic has just gone to the far side to Yokota. He's got a bit of space now. Needs to be a better ball than what he's put in. It's a flighter. Chested down. Shot's been missed. Shot comes in now over the top. Free kick maybe for a foul. Goal kick. Nonetheless, Hibs have themselves a set piece. But once again, far too simple for Hibs.
Yeah, and they could work their way back into the game, Rangers, but I'm certainly not feeling it. Chaiwa was the man brought down there. They're on the front foot though, and that's something, you know. If they have gambled Dragicevic forward and what have you, then in certain respects that's working out. Fernandez tried to kick the ball, kicked Chaiwa up in the air, so that goal was never going to stand. Yeah, disappointing. Yeah, it's too early in the season to be saying this, that, and the other, isn't it? But we'd seen Celtic. Celtic were poor against Dundee. Won. It looked like they were getting a real game against Killie, and then they ran away with it. I think it could be another one of those seasons where they're not great, but they might end up winning the title by default. But the Rangers have really got to pick up from what we've seen in this first half. Otherwise, they're going to be nowhere in the division this season.
Shankland's been bodied in the centre. That'll be a free kick. Just run you through quickly for tick over half-time. Mansfield trailing by a goal to 0 against Sheffield United. Hearts are 4-0 up with minutes to play. Motherwell Falkirk is still 0-0. Nothing to split them two as they're about to tick over the 90 as fierce rivals. Celtic did win by 5-1 at Kilmarnock. Ball over the top. Look for Raskin on the full stretch, left-footed just in front of him. It was a good ball, dinked over the top. It was a tough one for him. He's not the tallest frame either. It was a good run in between two defenders. He wasn't seen. It was just a little bit less power on it. We could have been looking at an equaliser.
Yeah, if his left leg was just 4 inches longer than his right, he'd be running in circles, wouldn't he?
He'd be limping.
Old limpy Raskin there scored. But he couldn't quite sort of drag his foot over the shot in the end. Quite difficult from where he was to lift it over the goal frame, but he did, and that's sort of understandable. But that was close. The other thing about that, had he put it in, he would have been really tight for the offside as well. It looked like he timed his run, but he might have just have been just off as well.
Well, 2 minutes added at the end of the 45, and Rangers still chasing this game as the ball moved to the near side. Here comes Curtis, once again a busy man for Rangers in this first. Checks inside once again. There's a body to pick up. Dragovic has gone over to the far side. That's under hit though, and it's been picked off, and maybe a chance for Hibs to hit on the counter-attack to try and double their lead before the break. It's on the far side if they can move the ball quickly. That's a good ball into the near side. Chance to get a shot if they can on the left foot. Shot comes in. It's a good block as well. The attack's still alive though. If they can get the ball moving once again. It was Suto with the effort. It's on the left side of the box for Hibs, and a cross comes in that's deflected. It will be a corner, but I tell you what, it was a brilliant break from Hibs and a lovely ball inside.
And again, net numbers are wrong there, aren't they, for Rangers? It's 4 against 4. Great ball to Campbell, and then his left foot shot. It's good defending again. Fernandez, the man in the middle. It was like a one-man team, isn't he? He hits his elbow, but his arm's inside his body, so there was no a case of that being a corner kick, being a penalty, should I say? But it is a corner kick. So one last chance for Hibs just ahead of the end of the half.
Can they double their intake? Right-footed in swing. It's not a great ball flicked on at the front. Shot comes in. It's in a man. They may get another stab at it. Oh, it's pulled wide. I thought for all the world that was going to be 2. It just fell his way, and then he's pulled it with the left foot. It may be another corner. We'll have to see exactly who got the final touch on it in the end. Oh, just for all the world thought that was going to be 2-0. In the end, it was Suto this time with the left foot. He snatched at it. He came at him quickly. Is it a corner? I'm not quite sure. They're building up for it. Yes, it is. So there may have been an important block in there as well.
Well, it might have been a keeper's save. I'm not sure.
Maybe. It happened so quickly. But we've got ourselves another corner. Mayer will take it in, swinging left-footed. They almost double their lead there just for the break. This will be the last action of the first. Hibs have themselves an in-swinging corner in the Glasgow Sun. Ball comes in, it's more of a heighter one this time to the back post. Heads go in. Is that going to be another corner on the far side? I'm not quite sure. He may blow for half time. But there was another important block there from Fernandez at the back post to put it out of danger. So it'll be another one from the far side. Is it blown for half time? I'm not quite sure. He has blown for half time. Not going to plan for Glasgow Rangers in the first half. A lot to work on for the second. At half time, it's Rangers 0, Hibs 1.
It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so the judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, up-stepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rangers fought hard to get back in. They've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so the judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, up-stepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rangers fought hard to get back in. They've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so the judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, up-stepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rangers fought hard to get back in. They've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so the judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, up-stepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rangers fought hard to get back in. They've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so the judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, up-stepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rangers fought hard to get back in. They've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so the judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, up-stepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rangers fought hard to get back in. They've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so the judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, up-stepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rangers fought hard to get back in. They've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so the judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, up-stepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rangers fought hard to get back in. They've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so a judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, up-stepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rangers fought hard to get back in. They've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so a judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, up-stepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rangers fought hard to get back in. They've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so a judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, up-stepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rangers fought hard to get back in. They've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so a judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, up-stepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rangers fought hard to get back in. They've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so a judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, up-stepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rangers fought hard to get back in. They've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so a judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, up-stepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rangers fought hard to get back in. They've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so a judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, up-stepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rangers fought hard to get back in. They've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so a judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, up-stepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rangers fought hard to get back in. They've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so a judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, up-stepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rangers fought hard to get back in. They've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so a judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, up-stepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rangers fought hard to get back in. They've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so a judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, upstepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rich fought hard to get back in. I've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so a judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, upstepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rich fought hard to get back in. I've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so a judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, upstepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rich fought hard to get back in. I've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so a judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, upstepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rich fought hard to get back in. I've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so a judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, upstepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rich fought hard to get back in. I've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so a judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, upstepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rich fought hard to get back in. I've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so a judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, upstepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rich fought hard to get back in. I've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so a judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, upstepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rich fought hard to get back in. I've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so a judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, upstepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rich fought hard to get back in. I've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we'd seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, so a judge to have pulled it. Kerr down, upstepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rich fought hard to get back in. I've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, though, a judge to have pulled Kerr down, upstepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rich fought hard to get back in. I've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, though, a judge to have pulled Kerr down, upstepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rich fought hard to get back in. I've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Hibs have grabbed the only goal courtesy of a VAR decision. It bypassed us. Even when we seen it on VAR, we didn't necessarily think there was a foul. Dragicevic, though, a judge to have pulled Kerr down, upstepped Josh Campbell and smashed it into the back of the net. That was on the 12-minute mark. Rich fought hard to get back in. I've had a few chances. Two Romans on the volley went as close as anybody else. It's half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. Yeah, we're back, and there's been one change. So it looks like Mohamed Diamande's come on. I'm not entirely certain who's come on for. We'll find out the fullness of time. I thought it might have been Devlin, but we've just seen Raskin. So yeah, looking for number 7. Sorry, the number 14, Cammy Devlin. Actually looks like he's out there. We'll sort all that out. Diamande's on. He's a good player, and so I don't think they'll lose anything by that. Chimiti had gone off injured in the first half, and he'd been replaced by Ryan Naderi. So as we see first yellow card of the game, looks like there for Shuto, who caught his man a little bit late there as a little bit of a hug. Just clipped two Romans a little bit late there, didn't he? I'm not even sure that was worthy of a card, but Ante Shuto got a card anyway.
Looks like Dragicevic has made way, so maybe a change in the formation. Diamande going somewhat maybe to that left or right hand side. So yeah, made ways Dragicevic. I think something needed to change for them. It's a bit more of an attacking change. So yeah, we need a different Rangers in the second half if they want to get a result like this. But Hibs have been fantastic that first half. They can really hold their heads up high. It's just, you know, a one-goal margin. It's such a small margin in football.
Well, normally I'd agree with you, but I didn't think they were fantastic. I just thought Rangers were. They played into the gap that was left for them, and of course they got lucky with the goal, didn't they? So I thought Hibs did all right, and of course they didn't concede. And to be honest, Salinger didn't have much to do, did he? So I'm surprised Dragicevic is the sacrifice, but something had to give. And whenever they've defended, it's been Fernandez, hasn't he? Who's been like a one-man back four. Macania, what's he brought to the party? I don't know. Anyway, crossfield ball, and can they get something going here, Rangers? Well, just a strong challenge came in from Megwar, but and then they win the second ball. Can they get something? The players down all over the shop at the minute, but anyway, Klidge is able to control it. Then a little touchback didn't really. It's such a scrappy bit of play here, not helped by Yokota running into a challenger himself, and he's usually better than that. But he's done well to win it back, and then he did. There was a terrible ball in the middle for Cammy Devlin, but here Diamande driving forward, just about gets the ball out of his feet before he gets tagged. The ball into box now. On the half turn, Naderi, a little step over from him, buys him some time. He'd been shepherded out by Kerr. But Hibs here have got a little bit ragged as we see a shot come in, but that's really poor effort from the edge of the area. And the game, the first half was a bit scrappy. That last passage of play takes the biscuit, doesn't it? It stinks, this game.
Yeah, not attractive at all. And to be frank to the referee, he's let it go, hasn't he? To be fair to him, he's trying to let the game breathe. But yeah, there's been some ugly football out there. We've seen a late slag. I mean, there was no contact. He's jumped down. If anything, that should be a yellow card for Cameron Devlin. But yeah, it looks like Curtis got a bit more central now. I think he looked up, didn't see a lot of blue in front of him, so he thought, you know what, I'll shot this, and his technique was all wrong, and it's way over the bar in the end. Bit of a way. So looks like Curtis is actually back out on this near side now, more of a favourite for him being that right footer, but picking up where the left off Rangers are.
Well, they try to do something, aren't they? But not with passing like that. You can't overstate how scrappy all this is.
It suits Hibs.
Hey?
It suits Hibs.
Yeah, it does. They just can't get going, can they? McCanny, even his first touch there was so sloppy that then he had to go back to the keeper. It's like, oh, come on, simple things. Panda then out the other side to Fernandez. His ball is smashed into the middle for Shank. What do you expect him to do with that? You've got to give him it straight back. They're still on the ball, ball over the top, looking for Curtis. Didn't quite find him. And the keeper, Salinger, comes out. Fans plenty in their new blue Rangers shirts at Ibrox, but they look painted on. It looks like a Lowry painting in the back. There's so little movement or animation from them watching it, and probably you might see the odd hand scratching the odd head every once in a while, or the odd stroke of a chin. But apart from that, very little movement. Not a lot to get excited about, but they're on the ball. Sun's shining in Glasgow. They're a goal behind. Yet again, simple passes, and it's like everybody's first touch is iffy. Anyway, Yokota now again driving down that left-hand side. He could back out with the ball. He didn't get very far. I think Raskin's played relatively well. The 7 that I'm giving him means that he's probably getting more than anybody else. And then a pocket picked, and here we go again. An opportunity, and then Mulligan a drive forward. Chance for a strike from McLeish. Good defending in the end. McCann just about reads that. The ball to Kilic, it wasn't quite what he wanted, was it?
No, it wasn't. No, it's forced him wide, and it's put him 1-on-1 against his man. What I did like about the defending by him, he was just so calm and composed, even in a position where he's 1-on-1 against the attacker, picks his timing, and then wins himself a goal kick. That's really, really good play actually from McCann. It's just, yeah, the ball was, he wanted it a bit earlier as well so he can have a run against him, but he's actually just, that ball just put him face up against him, and he's lost the battle, unfortunately. But again, there for Hibs, that's half an opening there. If they play the cards right, they can have a bit more joy with that.
Yep. I think the ball needed to be forced onto his feet rather than played into space and let him drive then at McCann, but he just allowed McCann to get the front foot. It was a good pick though by Josh Mulligan. We haven't mentioned him an awful lot, as he cut a good ball on his inside. Diamande, a little chopped off effort. Here's a chance for a strike. That's blocked away. Another shot comes in. Big deflection from Diamande's effort. Saved by Salinger. Forced into action. The shot before that was a little bit unlucky. I thought that was being forced in from Findlay Curtis, was it? But yeah, that was blocked. And then a save.
Right in that sun as well. I'm surprised he hasn't opted for a cap. That's very low sun. He's done very well to keep his eye on the ball, especially with the deflection. Couple of attempts there. The Curtis, he's trying to give him the eyes, isn't he? And he sort of scuffed his shot into the defender. He's trying to look like he's opening out and then divert it, disguise it into the other corner. But Diamande went for that far corner, but better from Rangers.
Here they are again at the edge of the area. Little step inside, loses the chance there. Ball needed to go one more, didn't it? Another lovely cut inside from Daisuke Yokota, and he played all right there. Really savage challenge on Raskin, but he keeps his feet. He wants to play and keep going. Ball again to Yokota. He looks good. Good two-footed, thinks about onto his right foot. It seems quite two-footed naturally. Raskin then wants to deliver a ball in, blocked by Mulligan at source. And then Curtis plays the ball back. I get a sense of the beginning maybe to get a little bit of momentum now, Rangers.
Yeah, they're picking it up, aren't they? And they just need to keep building on it. Don't let the heads drop. And I think Hibs now are maybe just looking for a sneak and another counter-attack. You know, if there's an inkling of a bit of a vulnerability, they'll go for it, but I think they're just happy to sit in and try and defend as much as possible. But when Rangers do push forward, yeah, Hibs, there's something there for them at the back.
Yeah, they of course it allows Hibs to be a little bit deeper and then counter-attack. They're playing out from the back there. It's not clever, and the ball to Abita left a lot to be desired from his keeper. Playing himself into a spot of bother here is one thing about being on a slender lead. It's like saying, oh, we're all right, we're all right. You're all right until you're not. And if you drop too deep, then you end up inviting trouble, don't you? Anyway, it's a time-honoured way to get beaten. Just ask Hearts from last weekend when they were 1-0 up at Pittodrie and painting themselves into a corner. Hibs here would want to do better than their Edinburgh rivals. They probably haven't got a good record at Ibrox, because mostly teams don't. But anyway, the ball again a bit sloppy all the way back to Ivo Pandu. It is Rangers 0, Hibs 1, 55 minutes on the clock. Listening to independent off-tube studio commentary as Raskin gets on the ball now. Little step, Yokota a ball down the left-hand side, an opportunity for Romans, and he stuffs his ball into the air. Pretty average stuff from him. He had a lot of time to deliver a decent ball in there and just wasn't good.
It was a ball out to the far side, and it was on, and it was an okay ball, but it was bouncing towards him, and it was a bit more on it than he was probably anticipating. So he was having a bit of a stretch, a bit of a bounce on it. I'm just trying to defend him at this point, Romans, because I do like him, but he's lashed it out for a goal kick. It's nowhere near good enough. But that's a brilliant slide tackle in his own half to win the ball back. Much better by him.
Here, defensive header from Kerr, but he only finds Shanklin in the box. He's able to turn and spin, gets a meaningful cross in. That's headed away by Beat at the far post. Yokota puts the ball back in. It might just drop at the edge of the area. Diamande, maybe chance to strike now. Raskin left-footed, and that goes over the top of the goal frame. Not quite working out. Hibs look like they're ready to make changes. 1 or 2 getting tired out there for them after their midweek exertions. Rangers had played in midweek, but they had made a lot more changes. Hibs pretty much were the same apart from the front 3, and they're bringing 3 subs on.
Right on cue. Fresh legs definitely screaming out for Hibs. It's a good call by them. 3 substitutions as well. We'll see exactly whom is going off at this point, but yeah, some fresh legs out there for them to defend this lead and maybe try add to it. Interesting to see what it goes for. Campbell's going off to number 32 up top. Maybe some more attacking changes to chase the ball and maybe work with that counter attack. The defensive unit's been solid so far. Looks like a beater will be making way as well, just shy of the hour mark as well. So yeah, some fresh legs at the back and up top.
Right, so off go Klidge, Shuto, and Campbell, so that's all 3. So I think they'd up too quickly for me that, but anyway, I'm pretty sure McGrath is one of those who just to come on, and I'll have to work hard to find out who the other 2 are, but I'll not play a guessing game as they've got some defending to do, Hibs, and
Nathan Lowe and Callum Wright, of course.
Right, so there was a little step on the Raskin now just having a bit of a push and a shove with somebody, and they're thinking about going head to head. That's all silliness, really. The referee's so slow to come over and stop that. He's got to do better, but he wouldn't be by himself by having a poor game. It looked almost like there was an elbow that started all that off, but anyway, referee's just giving a little bit of time to allow things to calm down a bit. Looks like Paslak is on, who's a right back by trade, so where that puts Megwire I don't know. Anyway, like I said, I'm still playing a guessing game really, and BBC couldn't be any slower at letting us know what's going on. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I just saw Paslak on, who's number 25, but I might be wrong. Definitely Wright is on, isn't he? I've just seen him. as the ball goes long for Hibs into the box. And a chance and a shot, and the ball eventually ends up from Callum Wright over the top of the goal frame. He's a little bit unlucky there. So they've really stiffened up midfield, haven't they? For me, it's screaming out that they want to hang on to the 1-goal lead here, because it looks like they've packed out midfield, and then just brought Nathan Lowe on to act as a lone striker. But here's Raskin driving forward into the D. He goes, has a shot that's pushed away by Salinger. The ball breaks back, and again, can they get something going there? It doesn't work out. Raskin's so frustrated. Thought he was going to score there, but it was a good save by the keeper.
It was just a bit towards him. He had a man to his left, but you can see why Raskin's gone for it on the edge of the box. Yeah, keeper's got a good starting position, so it's pretty much down just to his right hand side. Got down quick, good save, pushed away as well, didn't push it into danger. I think this was cleared off the line, the Hibs attempt. I think the whistle went before it. Off the line might be a bit of an exaggeration, but it was a free kick.
I think again though, Fernandes with a block, which is about the 4th or 5th time. I may not be all over the Rangers defence, but I'm saying that he's done his job today. You know, if they could find him a good partner, not having a big pop at McCann, but I don't think necessarily it's him. Anyway, we're closing in on the hour mark. Sun shining in Glasgow. Shadows lengthening though, like you said. I don't think it's in the keeper's eyes though. I think that Salinger, it's a little bit lucky really. Sun's gone a bit low, but it's not quite completely in his face. Depends which way he's looking, I guess. Stand on the near side where the cameras are is where the sun's coming from. As now with Abita, just flicks it down the flank. Initially, first touch from Callum Wright was pretty good, but his second touch was off his knee. Yeah, it didn't help him, did it?
Trapped it too well, I think. It was unfortunate. It was a hard one to take, wasn't it? Down the line, clipped. He was running towards the touchline as well, so hit it off his own midriff in the end. But yeah, definitely, it's a long time to be trying to hold on to a lead, isn't it, for Hibs? That's the only thing I have a bit of anxiety about in terms of them, unfortunately. But so far, so good for them. But the Rangers' chances are amping up. I mean, they haven't had a shot in the second half, Hibs. That does worry you, and that just tells you everything. In 24% possession, no shots. That tells you what you need to know about Hibs. 6 attempts for Rangers, 76% possession.
Yeah, I suspect that Jamie McGrath is supposed to like second striker to Lowe or maybe out on the wing or something. But really they're 4-5-1. Here come Rangers again. Shot comes in and it's saved by the keeper, and he pushed it onto the woodwork there. I think Shanklin thought he'd scored. I thought he'd scored. I'm pretty sure that you did.
I certainly did. I thought that gone in the back of the net. It was tough to see in the broad sunshine. Hit it into the floor, very central, top the bar. Keeper reacts to it against the floor. Maybe unfortunate there, Shanklin, actually, but Rangers have themselves a corner, and yeah, the pressure is definitely amping up now for the home side.
It is. They're painting themselves into a corner a bit. Here comes a header that's blocked off the line. I think keeper would have been beaten by that. Might be Fernandes again. Is there a foul inside the box? The referee's taking a long look at that. It's not been cleared away. Raskin puts the ball in, blocked away. Wow, we're getting a little bit of football now.
We are, and I think he's got a case about that. You know, they may go to VAR about it, maybe checked. But either way, there was a bit of contact, but again, yeah, cleared off the line. The pressure is amping up from Rangers. And you just get a lick of it, don't you, in football when this sort of happens. You know what's good. We had it with Celtic, didn't we? You said they were flirting with another goal, and then 2 minutes later they went and scored one. So I'm not writing that into manifestation, but they're looking good for it so far, Rangers.
Yeah, so all of a sudden it seems a very different game, doesn't it? It was so scruffy and sloppy. Both teams were after half time. They came out, and all of a sudden Rangers got their heads down. I think Raskin is trying to drive them forward. I think he's had a decent game today. Shanklin's just come along. Like I said, you don't see him, and then he scores. He did the next best thing there. But Salinger, from being quiet, deck chair ride the first hour, all of a sudden is beginning to work. Diamand did come on. I think he's drives as well. Here a ball wafted across, but Abita's too strong for Desu Yokota, and that ball goes out for a throw. Just trying to see who did what to. Fernandes won it, and then the Dairy he got the ball caught in his feet and went down, but I didn't feel there was a foul there. I think he tripped himself up, so that's why we didn't get a penalty there. He sort of went splayed leg and fell over, but I didn't see anything really.
It'd have been a soft one. Well, we got one early in this game, didn't we? But that had been very, very soft. I think he was looking for it at the same time, lost the control of the ball. There was contact, yeah, but you're right. There's not enough in that for me. It was correct decision.
Yeah, he never really controlled the ball, did he? And so it was just bouncing around. There's some contact, and he flies to the ground and goes splayed leg like, look what happened to me. But yeah, we saw what happened to him. Nothing happened to you, really. Anyway, here come Rangers down the right side, ball into the box. They've got loaded box there. They can't find Shanklin. The ball nodded away. O'Hara and Kerr now earning their corner, having to defend deep against two big, wily strikers, or at least one. And Naderi, there's a ball with Yokota who'd gone central there in the D, and then a cross comes in from deep, easily dealt with by Warren O'Hara at the near post. Try to find Lowe, but he can't. And then little semicircular on the lower, judged to have fouled his man. He's dead unlucky there because I thought the Rangers player turned into trouble at Raskin, but free kick given. So the Teddy Bears on the march seemingly. There's still a goal down though. Yokota gets the ball caught in his feet there, and there's no way around Callum Wright. The ball into the middle for Diamande. And yeah, he finds Raskin. I think maybe it's time for Gassama now to come on. He's on the bench as well. He's got the ability to beat a man and be able to strike at goal too. And Yokota still playing okay, but I think maybe they could play him left-hand side. Decent ball in from Yokota into the box. He can't quite find the outstretched Naderi, but it was a close run thing. Yeah, you get a sense they're going to get back into this game, don't you? You
do. There's an air of something there. That's for sure. I mean, it's Gassama. There's Asgard on the bench as well. Scored that goal, of course, in the opening game.
He's got goals in him, and that's why he was bought. Oh, he's a midfielder who scores, but he hasn't done that well in midfield. He hasn't scored that many goals for Rangers. That's the problem for him. He's looking to break out now with Wright. He running down a blind alley and had the ball taken away from him, and so that didn't work out too long. I'm not sure Jamie McGrath's touched the ball yet since he's come on. He wanted fresh legs, but they'll try to keep a shape now. They're pretty much a 4-5-1. A little thicker from McGrath, and little step inside there, but Megwa couldn't make that one work, and now the ball again worked just the edge of the box. A little shove by Mulligan, who then winds his way round the would-be challenger. He couldn't get the cut back in there. Had he been able to do that, Adam Mayer was stood by himself at the edge of the D. He just couldn't wriggle around. Again, it's sloppy defending from Rangers, who took their half the prize there. Look how he peels off.
So much room.
Finlay Curtis, I mean, so he's back to El Pau. He just gets caught ball watching. There's no point chasing back if you're just not eyes peeled. Here, Megwa puts the ball into the box. It bounces through the box. A real opportunity here. Callum Wright can't bring it under control. About 3 times. He just had to control it there. He couldn't do it. A cross comes in from the left-hand side from Mayer anyway. And then Curtis does go back and actually does help his team out this time around.
Just about get it done. So close for Hibs, screaming out to be laid into Mayer, who's just there by himself. That's what I talk about with Rangers. Here comes Asgard coming on for Raskin. Time for Asgard to try and make this game different for Rangers' fortune. He did play midweek. Asgard, he was probably the best of a bad bunch, it has to be said. And that man you talked about, Yokota's going to make way for Gassama.
Yep, so Jedi Gassama, I like him, I do. Big things planned for him, but he's young still and he's inconsistent. He needs to sort that out a bit, because no doubt the talent he's got, prodigious talent. But he might struggle to get in the team if Yokota keeps on playing as well as he has, and that's all good news for Glasgow Rangers. It means they've got strength in depth at least out in the flank. As they win the ball high up the field, we reach the 3-quarter mark of this game. Sunny Glasgow. It's still though Rangers 0, Hibs 1, and it's going to be Nathan now to take us through to full time.
Yes, thank you very much, Oaks. As Sheffield United double a lead, Mark McGuinness giving them a 2-0 lead away at Mansfield. The Stags trailing at the One Call Stadium. And so are Rangers. Just coming down the left side is Gassimer trying to change the fortune, and so is Asgard. Ball to the back post, couldn't find his man. They're trying to keep it alive in the centre. Hibs haven't cleared their lines just yet. It's Diamande with the shot blocked pretty much in front of him, and they're just about going to be able to hook this clear with Megwa, and it will be a thrown on the far side, leaving slightly dangerous there. The Cabbages over on the far side, ball through, doesn't look too bad if they can get a hold of it. There's a slip in the centre, it's going to keep hold of it, stabbed through, oh, it's blocked, and so surely it's going to be one more. No, what an unbelievable block by Mayer. It's Shankland again. I'm going to reiterate what my colleague said, that he probably thought he'd scored, but what an unbelievable block it was, and it's gone over the top. Should be a corner. The body language is telling me they're walking away. Something may have been called up.
It might be the old double kiss here, but let's take another look at it.
It's not a foul.
No, the ball was kept in play, and he breaks to Shankland. Eyes light up. I think that may have done enough to put him off.
He blocked it.
But he didn't finish it, did he?
Wow. It's over the top. That's a big miss once again. 70 minutes on the clock. It's Rangers 0, Hibs 1. A penalty on the 12th minute, and nothing has changed since, apart from a lot of Rangers pressure in this second half. I'll have a look at some stats for it.
Well, two good chances now for Shankland. One pushed on to the crossbar, and that one I don't quite know how. He didn't go in. He just wasn't able to force it home somehow. But
look at that. 77% possession for Rangers, 11 attempts, none for Hibs. That's I'd say a bit of domination, but Hibs are sitting back, so it sort of educates into that stat. You said after the first half, Hibs had played well. I sort of disagreed with that. They got a penalty decision, that's all. You know, they got lucky, didn't they? And they took their chance, and they sort of bedded in. I mean, credit to that, because it takes some doing. We've seen plenty of blocking, and, you know, Hora and Kerr playing quite well. Salinger doing okay, but it's more that Rangers have played in fits and starts, and not the finished article, as McGrath tumbling to the ground. Well, not a good challenge. Devlin went after the fact and caught him on the heel there. Silly from him. Yeah, was it an accident? I just think he's meant to do
the other thing about this is that Cammy Devlin's still playing, and he took Raskin off when Devlin had almost stopped.
Yeah,
that wouldn't have been a change out of bed.
No, I agree. I think Raskin was the one making stuff happen, to be frank, in that midfield. But move to the near side for a beater. Going to carry it over halfway. A seldom attack for Hibs in this second half. Going to move it down the left flank. Anywhere will do. Just trying to get it away from their own goal as much as possible. Maybe even trying to drag a second, but then they've given themselves away a free kick. Macania has done well against Wright. He's got his body between man and ball. That'll be a free kick deep in their own half on the near side. They're going to leave it for Pandur to take in the all red. And they need to get on with it. 18 of the mandatory 90 to play. And they still trail by a goal at the minute. It's going to be kicked forward and long. It's going to be tried flicked on by Nadire. He's been out to find a man, but Diamandi's going to pick it up, and Gassimer's going to get on the run. He skipped past two. Is he being tumbled down? Referee didn't look interested, nor advantage play, but Diamandi has it. He's going to move it to Asgard on the far side, the Norwegian back on the right, the favoured right. He's going to keep going, and it goes over to the far side for Romans. Left-footed ball, and he's got it in his locker as well, looking for Shankland. Headed up rather than out, headed back across, headed away in the end. Right place, right time for a beater, and they're just going to probably anywhere will do at this point for them, and they're just going to kick it long. But on another day, that just falls the way of a Rangers man.
Yeah, Naderi heads to the cross. He can't find his man. It was close. Gassimer, come on. He didn't want to be running through the middle, though. He needs to take just one man on out wide. He's good enough to beat one man. You don't want to be running into all the traffic necessarily, but they did come back out with the ball. And you're just waiting for that one chance to drop, where it just drops ideally for a Rangers man who would deserve to get back into this game at one apiece, wouldn't they? Like you said, the stats there pretty telling. XG for Hibs, none. But somehow they might win this game.
Yeah, somehow it's a funny old game, football, isn't it? Well, Rangers did lose this fixture 2-1 last year at Ibrox, and Hibs have won 2 of the last 3 visits to Ibrox, so it's
Have they really?
yeah, so it's starting to become a bit of a telling stomping ground for them. They're enjoying trips into Glasgow, and that's cleared out, but they've still got 16 minutes to go, and it's going to be a long 16 minutes for the team in green and white. The skipper's just put that into touch. Right place, right time for O'Hara, the number 5. But Rangers have it again, just in the centre circle with McCann. Move to the near side to Curtis. Bit of quite a second half for him. He was very busy in the first. McCann's going to have to go all the way back to Pandur. They're going the wrong way, the Rangers, at the minute. Over to Fernandez, far side, probably the pick of the bunch today for them. Inside it goes. Devlin, far side of centre, moves it to the near side. A lot of players inside the Hibs half need to get it forward. Curtis near side wants the 1-2, gets it round the corner. He was sort of at a disadvantage already. A beater back to goal, needs to be careful holding it up in the corner. He just doesn't want to give it away, didn't want to give away a corner, and just about puts it out for a throw in on the near side, right in the corner. Rangers have themselves a chance to maybe throw this one into the box. I don't think they do have a long throw at their disposal. So Curtis will just take it short. He goes back to go forwards. Diamande, what can he bring to the party? It's played inside to Asgard, who wants to pull the strings just shy of the box. Inside it goes to the box. Shankland back to goal. That's a bad layoff. Too predictable. Is that a foul? I think he won the ball. It's to Diamande. He's trying to edge a pocket of space. Asgard's given it away, but they've just won it back as well. Just run into it was a very busy corridor, wasn't it, for Rangers? In the end, the Shankland layoff wasn't the best either. Asgard, the number 11, about 35 yards from goal, up against his man, checks inside, a bit too easy for him. He's going to go for goal from range. He caught it well, it was over the top, and the keeper watched it over in the end. He did catch it, but it was fairly central in the end.
Yeah, I think his manager said, go on, score your goal then.
Yeah.
He's been lively since he's come on. We're going to see another change for Hibs now, more fresh legs for them. They're defending deep, and it is Paslak, who I thought I'd seen him bobbing around earlier, but he obviously didn't come on. I thought he had done. I'd certainly seen his number. Anyway, Paslak on for Kaneo Megwar, so that's like for like, really.
Maybe he snuck on as a 12th man. That's maybe why they're still winning this game. Who knows? Rangers throwing near side, I believe. Oh no, it's gone Hibs' way. There's a contested header. It's been given the way of the visiting team. Mayer's just going to leave this one for what I believe to be Obita to maybe just launch this down the line. It's going. The time's going fast for Rangers. It's going very slow for Hibs. They're just going to throw it forward. Good header on by the number 9. Full volley comes in from the number 17. McGrath sort of snatched at it. Didn't have much on, and well, you can't really blame him for going for a pop. There's not much around, is there? So why not?
Yeah, but
you've conceded possession, though, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I might have just kept hold and worked out the options there. But like I said, shot to nothing, isn't it? If he pings it 2-0, then he's a hero. But and he's not seen much of the ball, Jamie McGrath. So sort of understandable mistake, if you like.
Cameron Devlin to McCann near side. He's going to launch the ball to the far for Gassama to try win this. He's gone for his man. That's going to be a free kick, surely it is. And it's going to be a free kick for Hibs inside their own area, and it's a real frustration for Rangers, isn't it? A long ball into the box. It just relieves all the pressure. It eats seconds away, and it didn't need to be done. He's not really going for the ball.
No, he needs to do better than that. Jedi Gassama from Mauritania. He did play French under-20s, but he's now a full Mauritanian international. Mauritania, eh? But he's still just 22, and it's like easy to forget, really. Prodigious talent, but he needs to put his head down now and forge a professional career. He wants to be in the 11. You don't do it with stuff like that. He needs to make good decisions from here on in.
Well, here we go. He's got the chance to make one as he runs at the fullback. He's going to drive down the line. That's better by him. Low ball across. Oh. It's missed everyone. It's missed the man at the front in Shankland and the man at the back as well. Trying to get on the end of it was Nadiri. And it's going to be a goal kick. It was a teasing ball in. Real pace on it as well. Maybe a bit too much pace in the end. It missed both of them. Oh, so close to the touch from Nadiri as well. And you just get a whiff that it might not be their day.
Yeah, I just don't think that, particularly the far post, that was red. he's thinking he's striking near post, he's going to do it. McCrory comes on, by the way, now for Rangers. I think it's a cracking good ball and deserved to be put in, but I think Derry was a bit asleep thinking Shanklin was going to do it, and then when it creases through him and through the box, he can't readjust. Be the ball, don't you? Expect it's going to come to you. You know, that's what good strikers do.
Yeah, former Bristol City man McCrory coming on, started midweek, very an attacking fullback. He brings a lot attacking-wise to the game. He's pretty much furthest man forward for a lot of the time. He's just put a ball forward that hasn't found a Derry in the end. That's good play by Diamande, and then trying to put it over a man's head in the end. McCrory trying to win it back as well. Good hold-up play that is in the end from McGrath. That's really good play actually from Hibs, and they're going to move the ball to the far side. And what can they do with it? Ball down the line, it's pretty much just get it away. It's not a great ball looking for right in the end. It's just sort of giving it back to Rangers. And they're going to try and cut the ball forward. Not a very savvy ball, not very fashionable. And Hibs taking it down inside the Rangers half. Neither team can keep hold of this in a minute. Ball forward though, that's going to be kept hold of by Lowe. And Nathan Lowe on the far side, right side of the box, dancing around. It may be better, he's trying to maybe force a corner. Laid back it is. Ball in the box way over him, that's going to be a goal kick. Interesting one for me that. I thought maybe pushed on and maybe go for goal there, Lowe, maybe go for the corner or pull it back. He didn't either in the end. He's trying to win a corner, I think.
Yeah, answered on a postcard. No, I don't know either. When he's fighting for the ball there, there's nobody in the box, and I'm thinking, well, he's probably got to go it alone. Then when there is support, you think, well, what are you doing that for? You know, they're making some poor decisions at the minute. They look tired, don't they? A lot of the Hibs play. He shouldn't be necessarily, but here they've run through the middle. I've got an attack now, 3 against 3, but that's a poor ball. Or is it just well read by McCann, who he's had his moments today?
Well, I think if Hibs don't walk out with maximum points, they'll be looking back at these sort of half chances where they could have hit on the counter and thought, if we made the most of that, we may have come away with 3.
There's a lack of conviction about the counter-attack, isn't there? It's like, oh, we'll be defending soon, so let's not stretch ourselves. And then they've probably had a bit more play than they would have expected and a few more opportunities, but that's what happens when you're getting pushed back by a team.
100%, yeah. Zasgard moves it to the near side to McCann, and move to the near side they come. McCrory on the left foot, ball in his flat. He's found a man, it's Asgard, great first touch. And he still has the ball laid to Gassimer with the shot. It's fizzed and it's hit a man in front of goal. It was moving. I think the goal could be very thankful to his teammate for that one, a corner kick.
Yeah, defending like champs, aren't they? Putting bodies on the line and throwing themselves at it. Asgard's desperate to score, isn't he? Joined the queue, Shanklin, the Derry in there as well. And then Gassimer looked a decent effort. He's got a corner kick now.
In swinging right foot for the number 23. The big lads are up. Needs to be a decent ball in from the far side. It looks to be dipping at the front post. It's going to be a rinse and repeat of another corner on the far side. Not a great ball in, just behind everyone and dipped very short. He's probably very fortunate that he's got another attempt at it. And I think he's actually just going to give up the ghost and he's going to give it to Asgard in the end. He's probably the better free kick taker. Corner kick taker, excuse me. Both arms up in the air. Probably indicates that it's going to be a back post, and it is. It's very high, very hanging in the end. Headed back across, not a bad ball in. Hibs going to clear this one. It's to the edge. They need to get out. Shot comes in by Diamande. Cleared out once again. And they can maybe get on the counter-attack. Done well there on the near side. And if they can be more convincing now, they may just get themselves in. Oh, he's overrun it, Mayer. And it should be
he needed
Rangers
to let
throw-in.
that ball go, didn't he? I mean, ping it. Just get it out your feet.
Yeah.
Boot it as hard as you can with that left boot.
Fell over himself.
He had 2 players bombing down that right-hand side in the free. And Mayer just needs to use it. No point. You know, you hold on the ball that long that somebody's going to tag you at some point. At the other end, there was a good header across, wasn't there, from Fernandez. And then on the half turn, Diamante's effort was decent, but again, it was blocked away. All this while, the referee should have blown his whistle anyway because there was a man down on the deck. And what a strong challenger that was by Cammy Devlin. But like we said, Mayer should really have just pinged that ball and kept the attack going. And it's the new man, isn't it? McCrory down.
Yeah, padding on the face, almost boxing between rounds treatment. As he's got a headache. You're absolutely right, there's blood as well. That should have been... Oh, we've got a hydration break. 8 minutes before this.
Just as the sun had gone in.
Yeah, just as the sun goes in Glasgow. But yeah, McCrory's down, so he's receiving treatment. Instructions will go out with 7 to play. This will add to the injury time, of course. McCrory, yeah, the referee should have stopped that, definitely. Didn't see it. Don Robinson, the man in the middle, but unfortunate for them. 35 goals has been in Ibrox in the last 7 games. It's a place that you want to go see for goals scored, that's for sure. I'm not just saying that's goals scored for Rangers, that's goals conceded as well.
Well, I tell you what, they want to play Kilmarnock next week then, don't they?
Golly gosh, yeah, there'll be goals in both ends, that's for sure.
40-goal thriller.
Wow, yeah, absolutely. So there's been 36 goals in 8 games in Ibrox. Well, he's got the magic cream that'll stop the blood flow seeping out of his left cheek as McCrory. He'll have to go off for the mandatory minute. So
well, I'm a devil for me brands, but surely that used to be Vaseline, didn't it?
Was it like L'Oreal now? Do you think?
Yeah, the London look from Rimmel. I don't know.
They have at the back. So they're down to 10. Pandura has the ball at feet. It's moved to the near side to Makanya. He's going to chip the ball forward. He has a long ball at his disposal. Looking for Shankland. Heads it on to no one in the end and picked off. That's a poor ball out as well. Straight to Asgard. Not the man you want to give it to. Stab to Gossamer. Left side of the box. Can he find a man? Drops the left shoulder again. Swings across. It's 1-1. It's a poor ball out and they've paid the price as well. It may be an own goal, but they've been hammering at it to get that equaliser. And 5 minutes from the end, they've finally got it. But they have not got themselves to thank because they're dicing with danger. But we talked about ball at feet for Hibernian. And there again, such a horrible ball out. And they paid the price.
Yeah, again, lack of conviction with the counter-attack, and it's like, oh, well, we hang on. But they give it straight away. Still work to do when Gossamer picks the ball up. There's seemingly nothing on, but he whips the ball across, and it comes off a turn to one of the defenders facing your own goal. And that's why the pace on the ball from Gossamer is great, because you can't get out of the way of it. You're facing your own goal. You want to get something on it, not what you want. Well, it's weird. Rangers could have played all night and not scored, but one of the Hibs boys does the job for them. So that OG has got them back level. And of course, 5 minutes left, and whatever we get of added time, which we might get 4 or 5 minutes, plenty of time for a winner for Rangers.
There is. Chaiwa, with the number 14, was the one that's put through his own net. It was a reaction kick out, and he's put it in his own net. So Rangers, yeah, more than enough time now. 4 minutes to go, plus additional. Thrown down the line, looking for Asgard. Is there too much on it? Will he keep it in? He won't. He's carried it out for a goal kick. Defender's done enough to block his path. And now it's Hibernian, who I still don't think tactically their game's going to change. I think they're going to set up exactly. I don't think they're going to go for the win now from their point of view. I think they're just going to sit on what they'll look at as a very good point.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the problem, though. When they change their shape to make their first substitutions, 3 of them, they've kind of gone 4-5-1, haven't they? And the message that sends out is what we have, we hold. And that's always a poor message, I think, when there's such a long time left. Like a whole quarter of the game, and then you always get loads of added on time. So essentially you're talking about, oh, well, you just got to hang on for 25 minutes, lads. It's a long time in football, and it just allowed Rangers to get on the front foot. They haven't been brilliant, but and it's ended up an OG getting them back in, but now they can go on and win it.
Yeah, I mean, 9 times out of 10 pressure pays in football, doesn't it? They've been hammering the door for half an hour at least. They got a free kick on the far side, I believe. Rangers, the man's been absolutely bundled to the fore by Paslak, and they'll go short and they'll go quickly. Diamande trying to pull the strings. 3 to play plus additional, 1 apiece. We're in the balance as it's moved down the line as well. It's maybe slightly over it. Romans with the ball in backwards for Shankland to header it. It's a good save, cat-like save. Ball back across to the back post. Looks like Hibs will just about clear their lines. Keeper had to spring into action as Shankland put it right in the corner. How many times have you seen Shankland do that? And he's dived to his left there, Salinger, and it was a savvy save against the Rangers captain, it has to be said, but knocking on the door.
Yeah, I thought it was a great ball from Gossamer then to put his man at the byline, and then the cross comes in, and Shankland, then it's almost like in slow motion. I think, oh, he's scored the winner. And Salinger just claws it out. he did the best he could with it, Shankland, but there just wasn't enough pace on the ball, and it wasn't clawed out by the Austrian goalkeeper. But here come Rangers again, another opportunity.
Left-hand side once again, favouring that side. Romans on the ball, checks backwards, and they're going to get a throw in. Sheffield United are 3-0 up through Ryan 1, so they will be gliding into the second round hat of the Carabao Cup. Rangers going to go for a long throw into the box. Asgard trying to hold it up. Just about cleared it, just about, but it's found Cameron Devlin over to the far side to Romans, 30 yards from goal, stabs it inside centrally to Diamande, holds it up well. Asgard on the 180, he's asking for a free kick. It would have been soft, and it's not been given, and they've cleared it out all the way to Pandur. I think that's the only way they're going to try and stop Asgard at this point, just pull at his shirt as much as they can get away with. Devlin on halfway, down the line it goes. Gassimer, he's a far away from that byline, but he loves to run it. And he's going to go for it again. That's a heavy touch. He's asking too much of himself. And the Hibernian player there just to back up and clear their lines. Throw in on halfway. Pass like a busy man since coming on. But there's a flurry, and I think that's going to be a reactive substitution. Throwing on another defender, I think.
Well, yeah, they make another change then. It's weird that... I think they're putting an attacker on, aren't they? But so yeah, I think it's just fresh legs to be honest with you. But anyway, Owen Elding comes on, who is a striker or forward if you like, but he's a tall striker, so you know, for set piece and all that, he'd be defending as much as anybody else. I think Asgard's looked good since he's come on, quite bright. But here come Rangers again. Can they get something going again? Dairy in the box, sticking out a long leg, but that's been defended.
Just about, and a good header down as well. And it's that man who's going to come forward. It's a bit of a poor touch, but he's allowed himself in. He's got a man to his right. If he can go there, he's ran himself away from his teammate and into danger. That's really poor play by the substitute. And it's a chance for Rangers to maybe get forward on the far side with Gassimer. Keeps it in just about. Swivels on the 180, moves through too. He's done really well there. Barrel of energy he's brought to this game. The number 23, we've ticked over 90. We'll find out how much additional time there'll be. McCrory's got a good ball in his locker, and he's brought one out this time that's not his best one, and it's over everyone, and it'll be a throw in right in the corner far side. 4 minutes added on. I think that's maybe on the lenient side.
Yeah, if it had been 6, I wouldn't have been complaining, but 4's good for Hibs, isn't it, to hang on. We might argue that they're good value for a point, but to be honest, they've been on the back foot a lot. They protected their goalkeeper, and then they didn't. You know, ball toe poke past him by his own player. But I guess they might be value for a point today. Rangers were that bad the first half, weren't they? They didn't deserve much out of it, and it took them a while to get going. But maybe that's because Hibs had dropped off and decided that they wanted to hang on. That's allowed Rangers to look a little bit better this second half. And I think the Gassimer's played well since he's come on. I think the other winger did well before that. Yokota. As here we go, Rangers again on the front foot.
Asgard trying to lay it down to Devlin, edge of the box, and may go for goal here. The centre back moving into the box, trying to clip it in. Not a bad idea. Looked good, the ball. It was a good block in there from the number 14 Shiwer, the man that put it in the back of his own net. Now doing some heroics. Throw in. I believe it's a throw in on the near side. No, it's gone off for a corner on the near side. Asgard will take it. We're just about nearly getting towards halfway through. The 4 added on already. Outswinging corner it will be for the Norwegian. Needs to be a good ball, not a bad one either. To the edge of the box, Devlin takes it down. No interest in hitting it. Trying to recycle it onto the far side it goes. It's Gassimer. Back on that right foot. It may just go for goal. Low! And it's saved by the keeper's feet. Watched it all the way. Too hot to handle. And he's really got that clear. Is that a push? Referee's not interested. Hibs should just about clear their lines. Don't want to fall victim of giving it away again at the back. Moved it to the near side. That's much better. And I think they're just going to hump it long and low. That's not a bad ball at all. Can Hibs go out and steal this one? It's gone to the far side this time. They're going to move inside. There's a man on the near side. Oh, it's gone in. They've nicked it. Hibs have nicked it. It's right on the left foot. The number 23. They looked all out of sorts to try and save this as a draw. But right at the death, they've ticked over 92nd minutes from that right-hand side. It wasn't the most powerfulest shot with the left foot, but it was enough to get away from Pandur. And Hibs have nicked it, all 3 points at the end. What a standstill finish this has been. What a brilliant counter-attacking goal. What they've been crying out for this whole second half.
Well, Hibs haven't read the script, have they? They weren't supposed to do that. It was supposed to be Rangers getting a last-minute winner. They go celebrate with their fans, and we see streams and streams of blue-shirted fans just drifting out. How did this happen? Well, they'd got an overload there. They'd got bodies up the field. We wonder about... you said when they made their last substitution, right, oh, it's going to be another defender, and it was a striker. What they had there when the ball broke to was 4 against 4, and it just means that it allows that little bit of time to get the ball out of his feet, get his shot away, and he's almost passing it into the back of the net.
Deflection, I think.
Let's take a look. Yeah, it did, and it just took it round the outstretched fingertips of the keeper, where you take whichever bit of luck's coming your way. But well, there we go. But I've got to give credit then to David Gray. Brings on a striker when you're thinking they're digging in deep. Another striker on, maybe telling his team, come on, we've got another shot at this, maybe go and nick a goal. So yeah, there you go.
Credit where credit's due. Callum Wright made his move from Wigan in the summer. First goal for Hibernian, and what a time to get it, but they've still got defending to do. It's inside the box, it's now out. Is that a free kick? Looks of a big claim. They've won it back edge of the box, still not cleared their lines. Move to McCrory on the near side. We've ticked over 94 minutes. It's a Rangers throw-in on the near side, about 20 yards from the corner flag. They need to get on with it. They are running out of time. McCrory with the throw. That looked like a foul throw, as they've lost the ball again. Too weak on it, but McCrory wins it back. How much additional time will he play? McCrory puts it in, it's to the edge of the box, it's cleared. Referee has a look at the watch, they move it to the edge, over to the far side it goes to Gassama. He's got a little bit of room, he clips it in this time to the back post, headed back across it is as well. Header comes in, keeper's caught it, and that might just be it. Salinger's got a hold of it. It wasn't a convincing header in the end, and you just think he's adding on a lot of time to this 94, but Salinger has got a hold of it. That's the most important thing for Hibernian, and it's going to be kicked high and long. And John Robertson has a glance at the watch, no interest in it just yet, and it's just going to be played forward by Nathan Lowe into the hands of Pandur, who grabs it into him himself, needs to get on with it as well, as he kicks it high and long, and the referee blows for full time. Rangers look like they nicked a point, or maybe trying to push for a full point, but Callum Wright right at the end snatches it for a Hibernian. No win in the league yet for Rangers, but what a big 3 points, and they're liking Ibrox lately are Hibernian. Full time, Rangers 1, Hibs 2.
Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goal